Hello, and welcome back to Sachi Studio, Home Design Inspirations. I'm so delighted you're here today, because we're stepping into something truly magical. Imagine a kitchen that feels like it's been lifted straight from the pages of a fairy tale, a Storybook Dream Kitchen with pastel accents and crown trim. So, pour yourself a cup of tea, get cozy, and let's take this journey together. I invite you to relax, unwind, and join me for a tour filled with inspiration, beauty, and the charm of timeless design. The heart of the kitchen. As you enter, the very air feels light and enchanting. Pastel cabinetry, painted in soft powder blue and creamy blush, wraps around the space with gentle elegance. Ivory crown trim crowns each cabinet like delicate lace, framing the room with a sense of refined grace. The effect is both luxurious and welcoming, a room that whispers romance in every corner. Pastel poetry and design. The colors here don't shout. Instead, they speak softly, a calming palette of mints, blues, and pinks that seem to glow in the sunlight. Each surface is alive with texture. Smooth marble countertops, glass front cabinets showcasing heirloom porcelain, and lace runners adding a delicate layer of charm. The pastel accents bring warmth, a softness that makes even the simplest breakfast feel extraordinary. Light and atmosphere. Morning light streams through lace curtains, casting golden rays across the pastel surfaces. It creates a glow that feels almost otherworldly, like the start of a beautiful story. And as evening falls, the soft illumination of pendant lights turns the room into an intimate haven, a space where family dinners feel like cherished celebrations, and quiet evenings become filled with warmth. Details that tell a story. Look closer, and the details reveal themselves. A vase of freshly gathered roses sitting proudly on the island. Vintage porcelain teacups trimmed with gold, resting on a lace tray. The gentle curve of a carved cabinet handle. Each element feels intentional, chosen not just for its beauty, but for the story it tells. Of grace, of femininity, of a home that embraces both luxury and heart. Thank you for joining me in this Storybook Dream Kitchen, a place where every detail feels like a page in a fairy tale, and where beauty meets everyday life. I hope today's tour has filled you with inspiration, and perhaps even sparked a few ideas for your own home. If you enjoyed this journey, please remember to like this video, comment below with your favorite detail, share with friends who love home design, and subscribe so you never miss an inspiring tour from Sachi Studio. Until next time, your home, your story, beautifully told.